Imam in prayer. He ﷺ prescribed for those who pray behind the Imam to correct him if he makes mistakes in recitation, and to remind him if he forgets what to recite. This is based on the report that while he was praying on one occasion, he became hesitant in his recitation. So he said to Ubay ibn Ka'b, "Did you pray with us?" He said, "Yes, I did." The Prophet ﷺ said, "What stopped you from correcting or reminding me?"
Right. So here we find that the Fath al-Imam, and there's a feedback when we have two microphones on. The Prophet ﷺ is telling us with this hadith or incident that took place where the Prophet himself made a mistake. And that was from the Sharia, that he made a mistake, not deliberately. He made a mistake, he was a human being. And Ubay ibn Ka'b is being asked, even though there are others like Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali, was asked Ubay because Ubay, rahimahullah, or radiyallahu anhu, he is one of the four reciters and he's the number one. When the Prophet ﷺ, he said, take the Quran from him. So at our time, I think I remember last time, 2 weeks ago, when I said to you, in our era here, we had al-Husari, rahimahullah, Shaykh al-Albani even praised. Shaykh al-Albani used to love al-Minshawi. He used to love him. Shaykh al-Albani. So those are reciters that when they recite, they give each letter what it deserves. Ubay, same thing, you know, Ubay was Hafiz. So the Prophet also said that when he made a mistake, when he finished the prayer, he said to Ubay, will you pray with us? He said, yes, Messenger of Allah. And we know that the Prophet he sees him from behind. So he's asking, it's like saying that you weren't behind me, but I'm just asking, were you behind me? I mean, I shouldn't ask even the question, you should have really corrected me. مَا مَنَعَكَ أَن تَفْتَحَ? What prevented you from correcting me? What prevented you? Well, there are lots of whys. Why? Because he didn't learn this. Number two, he thought maybe the Quran has well a new revelation. It's a new verse now. It's a new surah now. You change the words. There are lots of things. But the Prophet said this as well to teach us. When you make fath, fath means to open. To open, that means to open the way for the reciter to go ahead with his recitation correctly. That's what we call fath. And Fath al-Imam. So the Fath al-Imam has also etiquettes. We need to learn them. And Fath al-Imam, it has to be in the following manner. Number one, that when you make Fath with the Imam, you are in a position where there is not sort of we could say a good, we could say not really far distance between you and the Imam. So the Imam will not be able to, so you have to have a good judgment that the Imam will be able to hear. Number one. Number two, that you are not being appointed to correct. So there's somebody being appointed to correct behind the Imam, and you coming from nowhere to correct, then there will be two corrections, and then the Imam will not be able to have fath. You'll have ighlaq, the opposite. Fath means open the way, you are closing the way. Which one to listen to? Thirdly, when you make the fath, you make the fath in a way making it easy to the Imam by saying the verse from the beginning. Unless it's a long verse. He's in the middle of the surah in Ayat al-Dayn, which is in Surah al-Baqarah. You can't refer him to the beginning, but at least from a let's say a stoppage in the ayah, so you could start. So you don't give him just a word. So a person is reciting, for example, Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. He said, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ رَيْبَ فِيهِ. You don't say, La. La. Where's the La coming from? You have to say, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. You don't say, La, which is a mistake that he missed. Do you understand what I'm saying? You say, La. What is this La? And the Imam says, where is this coming from? Make it easy for him. You could say that even Alif Lam Mim, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ. Repeat the whole thing. He will be relaxed now. And he will go ahead and repeat. But don't just give him a word and then he's scared. Where is it coming from? It's like throwing a bomb to the Imam. That's what happens. Then number three. Number four, that if somehow that the Imam did not catch that mistake, let him go. If he did not catch that mistake, what are you going to do? Bring in a lash and whip him? What is it? No, because let him. He can't do it, let him. Number five, let's say that the Imam had made the mistake in the first rak'ah but before the ruku', and he just made ruku'. Already. He's in ruku'. What is the point of you correcting him? You're going to lift from the ruku' and correct him and go back. Yeah, that's why we say the people who are behind the Imam should be people, not just have them. People got common sense. They don't got common sense. How are you going to correct him? He's going to go down now. He's going to go up for you, and then, yes, correct the verse and go back again. No. But in the second rak'ah, you could tell him the verse from the beginning, to repeat it, the one that he did wrong in the first rak'ah. That's a good thing, yes. If it's the second rak'ah, khalas. Then you tell him after that, you have made a mistake. Khwani, if you want to see somebody who is a good example for a bad person who's making fath, then go to YouTube and make the following, which is the person who has been correcting an Imam, فَأْتُوا بِعَشْرِ سُوَرٍ. That person, he did not let the Imam, there was a mutashabih in the Quran, this ayah has been repeated twice in 2 different places, and he keeps correcting him to the one that he thinks is correct, but it's not. And the Imam is very good hafiz. He did not hesitate. He made the correction, and he's too far. You could see him shouting. So the Imam, he's going back, and he's reciting exactly what he was reciting at the beginning, but he's correct. And that person is wrong. He's doing it different way. So he did that again, the Imam did the same thing. Third time, so what he did the same thing, and he made ruku', the Imam. And this person is not letting go, even in ruku'. He's been told off by this Imam. I know there's a story, he's been told not to come to the masjid at all. Have you seen it? Have you heard of it? No. You need to see. So you could just see what I'm talking about.